some live forging. We're gonna get after this. Camera's going. Oh, I didn't bring a proper. I didn't bring anything proper today. I didn't bring my microphones. I didn't bring a tripod. I didn't bring nothing. We just came to enjoy the day. It's gonna be hot. 85 degrees. I need my manual. I need a manual and a drill. We have two drifts, but one is kind of mushroomed, so we won't use that one today. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I didn't bring a real tripod today. So you are floating on the breeze. I'm trying to keep myself cool. If I angle the camera with the fan slightly off. Oh, that's perfect. That's right on me. Make my life a lot better. Hello, everyone. We're taking some scrap steel and gonna make some little EDC blades today. Beating this knuckle open, an old leaf spring. I like playing around with these springs until I get a good design, and then I move it over to much better steel. Leaf springs are pretty good steel. I don't know if I can chat. I don't know if I can see. Maybe nobody's actually responding. Yeah, live chat is just dead. No one's saying anything. Steel is open enough. Swap over. Don't want the cold shut down. It's the biggest problem. pseudo flat piece of steel. And we're using power hammer to make it even more flat. Whew. Maybe I will not do as much hammer swinging today. It is very warm. Just coming off of 2 shows in a row. I did the Blade show 2 weekends ago and a demo last weekend. It was ridiculous because it was so hot. It would be kind of crazy. Alright, we're going to see if I can get this little camera arm to swing over towards the power hammer section. I can't really move you around as much as I did previously. We'll make this work. Loud noises! Alright, so that was a big old, well, it wasn't a big knuckle, but it was like 2-inch wide big spring knuckle. Open the knuckle up, roll it down. I'm going to flatten it. I'm going to flatten the knuckle probably down to something a little more this size. I'd like a little better like working size bar if I'm going to be doing EDCs. I guess I could just use this, but that's crazy talk. Why use the things that you already have when you can just make new ones? I guess we'll just turn this into a worthless piece of steel, and then I'll move on to something else. Maybe I'll start that little tiny chunk, make a knife out of it. You guys like loud noises? Woo. I should get some smaller jaw tongs. Draw this little piece. Clean it up on the belt. Yes. just ground off a bunch of that nasty schmoo on the end. Some of these, there's a big crack on this, an angle grinder, and cut. I'm going to see if I can work it out, make it go bye-bye. Probably just try to cut it. 2-inch. Wedge that open. Leave it open later. Whoop. It's warm today. Warm yesterday. Probably gonna be warm tomorrow. Anyway, that's closer to where we wanted it to be. Now we'll take this tiny little piece, throw it in the fire, and we're going to make a knife out of it. Knife, knife, knife. There's that little chunk of crud. Took off the end there. I could probably grind the crack out of it and still make a knife. Because I'm addicted to scrap metal. Let's try and get this line back up. CNC cut mild steel blank that we'll use as a template. Keep on hand to see what we're working towards. What if blacksmith is too tall? Around in the tongs too much. You gonna quit doing that? That didn't work. What we're going to do now, we're going to stretch it out into the power hammer. Use mechanical advantage. Add a Q&A sticker. If I'm going to add a Q&A sticker, can't you guys just like ask questions? Copyright strike. Alright. Gotta straighten this tongue back out. Oh, it's so wonky. Bene. Yeah, beats up nice and proper. Alright. Hot piece of steel, gonna stretch it out. try the other end. Alright, so we're going to try and make something slim like this. The blade probably won't be as long, but real thin handle profile. Probably won't be able to do the ring on it just because I don't know how this material's really going to spread out. So we'll see. We're taking a scrap piece of steel. We're going to make something else. Look, much longer now. Alright, now we're going to look at the other side again. Start making some definitions of blade and handle. Coil spring up a little too. The way it's so entertaining. I know you guys can like type things in the comments. I can read them. We can have a conversation. Unless you just like listening to me ramble on about whatever it is I'm going to ramble on about. I also want to make some like hunting knives that are about that size. And I made this one a long time ago and it completely failed. Oh, hi guys. I can read. Yes, I can read. Look, if you can type, you can read, right? I mean, I guess you could do speech to text. You want to shed with tools so bad. I got lucky with this place. Yeah, this was some really old, failed Damascus. Dalty. Salty Dalty? Why is your name Thomas? That's weird. Yeah, so like, I got a big old crack in the back. Yay, Salty Dalty! It's weird that I know two ginger Daltons. It's just odd. Like, what are the odds, sir? little bit of a shut. Grind it off. Alright, little foldovers all gone. Government. Damn government. So, ground out a little shut there. I can smash them all. Damn government names. The garage I have now is pretty epic too at home. I'm working on building a second setup that I can keep there. I won't have the press and the power hammer, but I've got extra anvils. I've got an extra forge. I got a little 40-pound tank, so I'm going to tote the 100-pound tanks back and forth. So it's going to be like my home setup slash my road setup when I go to the demos. And this will just be home away from home. And I need to come in and move some massive metal. But if I can get it like properly set up, then I can do a couple little more lives just from the driveway. Working on pieces. Just see it. Alright, let's redo that chip. Very gently, we're just going to massage it into place. And so the great thing is I have a 75-pound version of this anvil that I'm going to turn into the road anvil. I got to build a stand for it. I just picked up a marketplace find for another little forge. So I gotta recoat it and seal it and give it some test burns to make sure it's going to be good enough as a show anvil or show forge. But it should be good. I've heard good things about them. I guess it's just up to me to make it fully functional. All right, let's hope we don't have to get rid of any more material. This anvil that I'm working on is 275, I think. They're all written in kilograms. So this one's 125 kilograms. The other one is, I want to say like a 30 a 35 kilogram. So yeah, this one is about 3 to 4 times as heavy as that one. Calculator says 275 pounds. There we go, yeah. So 275 pounds, and I think that one's about 75 pounds. Yeah, big difference. But I gotta be able to unload that one too from a truck. So I was using my Peter Wright, which is the one behind me over here, which is 120 pounds. So a decent size anvil, but still not something I want to have to load in and out of the truck all the time. All right, we just eyeballed that, and I'm gonna have to hope I got it right. I say we like you guys are culpable for the things I'm doing. That was probably too much for some. Yeah, that was too much. I wonder if I can fix that. The blade's going to be thin anyway. So I need to set that back like half an inch more. I got to try and massage that dent back out. Sometimes I should slow down, grab the wall. They'll try to make my ass fall off. Like, I can still get the blade I want out of that. Maybe I won't change it too much. I'll just have to cut some off the handle. The handle's just super thin. Well, maybe I can just try to do this ring. Maybe there is enough material there to do it. You know, we're going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. See what happens. Blade shaped. Not blade, why blade shaped? Now we're gonna taper that handle pretty hard in the finger oil. Stretch it out. There's a lot of contour in this that I don't know if I can really get. Definitely I can do this. I can do this. Maybe just on a day that I'm not like dying. It's probably fine. do it with a cross beam instead. Hold still, damn it. It doesn't heat too fast, did it? Pop it back in. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Fix it in post. Yeah, I just like forging as close as I can in every dimension because I think it's cooler that way. Because everybody can grind a knife. Well, a bunch of people can grind a knife. Maybe not everybody, but a bunch of people can. I like to be different. I like to forge my knives. So I'm just going to keep on forging, man. Just going to do like I do. Quit rotating. Keep popping, child. All right. Righteous, righteous. That's about where I wanted it. Guess I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. This is the updated shapewear too now. So definitely knife shaped. We're going to work towards this more. So there's them side by side. There's plenty of thickness left in it. Work it in every direction. Yeah, I have a love-hate of the finger knife, the ring knife. I hate the idea of, like, I'm a cool karambit guy, look at me, flip me flop, this blade everywhere. Hate that. But rings are great for, I'm not going to say retention. In the terms of, like, I don't want the knife being pulled out of my hand because, like, there's so many things that can go wrong with this, with either finger that's holding it, if for some reason the blade goes in a different direction. But I think they're great for retrieval, being able to get a finger in there and be able to hold it and then have it in hand. And if you're doing, like, this is just a utility knife. We're not thinking of, like, super cool tactical guy, but just as a utility knife, being able to have it, cut rope, whittle things, and then let it hang, so then you could tie your knots or do whatever you want, then be able to pull it back up and use it. I think it's got a great utility purpose, less in the I'm cool tactical guy purpose. Yeah, good lanyards on knives. I like doing little, like these little snake knot lanyards. I put all out of my little piece blades. Once again, great for retrieval and then being able to hold on to it Dude, snake knots, they're so easy to do, and you can put them on everything. Like, crap, I can't remember the name of it. There's a channel on YouTube. It's like Knots of Eternity or something. I'll try to remember to send it to you. Or send me a message to remind you to like go look at this channel. But does great tutorials for doing Turk's knots, snake knots, all kinds of like paracord braiding. And like I said, the snake knot you can put on everything. It can be like zipper pulls, lanyards, put it on your keychain. Like there's one on my flashlight. Like I even have them there. Once again, the same exact reason, just for retrieval, and then I can loop this little piece of paracord behind the monkey snot or the monkey fist, so that way I can just like let it hang while I do something, and then pull it back up and I have my flashlight there. Snake knots on everything. Maybe it's like Weavers of Eternity. Getting this blade longer and pointier, so it's very close to that length. It's almost even on the edge as far as thickness goes. Still pretty beefy on the spine. Like I could still take that down a bit. Yeah, the guy has a very interesting accent. Yeah, Weavers of Eternity. He's got a very interesting accent. Very good, like it's a very good voice to listen to while you're like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to do this. It's not like mine. I feel like my voice is grating through the ears. I wish I had a more sultry voice. Oh, Bobby. Maybe I should go take some voice lessons to make myself more appealing vocally. Harking back to the Ren Fair days. Curve, and I want some downward swooping curve. Now the end trails up too much. I want to keep it kind of like a low swoop. So, got a little swoop in the back here, just a little bit. Well, thank you, Dalton. I appreciate it. Maybe it's just that thing, like where you hear your own voice. You're like, oh God, why? That's what I sound like? Ugh. I bring back the Ren Fair vibe. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Welcome to the Forge. We're here today making this EDC knife. I just gotta kick it into showman mode. Adesso just do Vincenza! Welcome to the show! Here we go! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I think, like, when I was doing, like, my LARP review channel, and I was having to listen to myself a lot, I got better about the way I sounded. It was less grating to the ears after I was like, alright, I had to edit so many videos of myself. So I think it's just over time, you'll get used to it. There's still a little too much in there. I'm trying to take it out. It's nasty. Yeah. Not doing that. I think maybe I should try to punch this ring out now. I wonder if I can punch the ring and not, like, completely nerf that handle up. Somewhere in here is an actual punch. So organized. Punching the key here. Hey, look, I found another knuckle. Another leaf spring knuckle. Maybe this was the other end of that first one. It also has like an angle grinder mark in it. I think this will work. There's a punching block. Maybe? We'll find out. What could go wrong? Oh man, it's too high. That's what could go wrong. It's still kind of too high. That's not working the way I want it to. Back in the fire. Maybe we don't use it. Maybe the anvil was the right height all along. So I think I'm gonna drift. Well, the drift is definitely going to be, oh, it's almost like exactly the right size. Cool. So we're going to hope and pray we can get that in there. without destroying metal. Okay. Getting boot and tight. Keep punching on it. Punching, punching, punching. I was the made along the way. It's so funny because like everyone tells me your handle's too low, your handle's too low. Like no, my handle is like the perfect height. I think the real issue is my handle stand is too wide, so I can't quite get like as on top of it as I would like. But I also like to work really low into my handle, which I know is bad posture. You're supposed to work like this. I am a blacksmith with perfect posture. I hammer this way. Yeah, sure. Sure, guy. That's how that works. You can't be a blacksmith with a thigh gap. You can't hold the tool properly. Hey, that looks like a slug. I got it. It's almost a slug. Just about there. Maybe like a tap or two left. Punch it out. Remember, keep your tools nice and clean so they don't kill you. Alright, let's see if we can get this little slug out of here. Hold it still, this will only hurt for a minute. Maybe not the perfect execution, but it was in fact an execution. All right. And that's a tiny little polka dot in the bedroom. I don't want to touch because I know it's hot. Where's my polka dot? Polka dot. But it's not my polka dot. Where's my polka dot? I asked as I searched the bucket. Tiny bits. I'm going to find it magically. Yeah, it's lost to time itself. bigger. Slowly but surely making the hole bigger. Oh no, I'm losing viewership. What do? We're down to 8 people. Far cry from Melbourne, 20. Maybe I use the power hammer again? Well, I said power hammer, power hammer, power hammer. Does that bring everybody back? It literally worked. We doubled viewers just by me saying power hammer. We'll get back to power hammer in a bit, guys. Right now we're working on punching and drifting. Well, the punch is stuck a bit nice right now. Maybe that's nice here. And all that work I did to like just clean up the tip of this is now completely undone. Well, that didn't work. Broke it. Oopsie. Now my punch is probably all kinds of gnarly. Okay, there's so many people on here that just, it's the internet, you know, people just get on here just to argue. I have no problem telling you to go pound sand when they're massively uneducated and underdeveloped in any kind of aspect of what they think they know. Alright, fix the handle now. So now I just gotta figure figure out how I can get all that material back out of it. It was looking so good, but I really was kind of out of options of what I was going to do to get that to come off. It had been doing so well. Green smooth as wax. Wax glass, yeah. I normally go on other people's channels and argue with people. There was another. It's actually another Georgia blacksmith that was making videos on YouTube for a bit. Somebody had come into his comments complaining about he had chains wrapped around the base of his anvil. It was like, oh, I'm going to completely disregard anything you say because you have chains on your anvil. And it was like, well, this guy wasn't toting like massive, like wasn't saying he knew everything about bladesmithing or blacksmithing in general. It was just like, I'm just blacksmithing in my backyard for fun, and I'm here to do that. So I got in the comment section and started arguing with the guy. And I followed him around in a couple different like video comment sections. So I finally told him, I was like, look, you've got a YouTube channel, post something on it. Let's see what you can do. You can go to mine, you can look and see what I do. You can see what this guy does. But you're out here talking with no skin in the game. Bring it on, yush. Okay. Alright, we got some more handle to it now. We've recovered enough to make it viable. Now I can do some contouring and get it shaped to something that I like. So I need to, like, this is only good for 3 fingers into the ring. So I've still got to get a little extra length, maybe a little divot on the front to accommodate for a pinky. I should drink some water. This is my exercise. Heart rate is like 117. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, the whole chains on anvils. So most people, what they'll do is they'll wrap like a chain around the base of the anvil to keep it from ringing. There's a much better way of doing it, which is what I've done. And you just stick a magnet on. So this is it. Unmagneted. So a lot of ring. Put that back where it was. There's like a sweet spot for it. And it's still kind of ringing. I need a bigger one, I guess. Maybe this is just like not anymore. It's not really a good flat spot. Let's see if I put it there. Oh, that's way worse. So yeah, you can put a magnet on it, and it's a good way to deaden it. A lot of guys will wrap chains around them to deaden them. The best thing to do is have a better stand and silicone your anvil down. But also, like a lot of these guys are buying anvils off of Amazon, so they're not very heavy. And they wrap the chain around it to deaden it, but then also to add extra weight, which is a very good thing to do. Oh man, I can't get this thing to come out now. I need a different set of tongs. So wrapping chains around it is kind of twofold. You deaden the ring, and you add some extra weight so it doesn't get wrapped. And so most of those guys have like wooden stands for their anvils too. Wooden stands, they're just not great for very efficient work. Alright. But a bunch of guys will see like, oh, you have anvils, or you have chains on your anvil, you don't know what you're talking about, you're inexperienced, yada, yada, yada. That's pretty much there. I'm going to try and like tweak this blade a little bit more into this like pointy stabby looking thing. That's one. This seems to work pretty good. Maybe I'm just a doof. I have been known to be a doof. There it is. I'm a good boy now. Yeah. It's really just to keep the ring down, something to absorb all of that vibration. But a better stand is the best way to do that. Get a good stand, most of the time bolt the stand to the floor, and then put your anvil on top of it and silicone your anvil to the stand. That'll pretty much deaden all ringing. Alright, let's see if we can negotiate this into more shape that I want to. Still kind of higher than where I wanted to be. So I'm going to forge that tip pretty much down in a straight line and then recontour from there. Try try and get the shape I want. That's looking like a pretty viable knife at this point. I really need to build a better stand for this, but it's got to be beefy. And I just haven't had the time to take all my scrap steel and turn it into a stand. Closer my desired proportion. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I might try to pull the heel down just a little bit more. So pull like right here in this finger 12, pull that bottom of that blade down just a bit. That is very close to what I would want. Minus, a finger would. Well, we failed it once. I might try to get on this one. Maybe we'll try to get on another later on. I gotta get through tinking with this thing. Tink, tink, tink. Hour and 17 minutes long, so we'll have been working on this one for maybe an hour. Come here. It's got the two things now. It's hard to get back out of the forge. Now it's gingerly. part is I just stare at it for 10 minutes, trying to figure out where it's uneven and needs to be flattened. Right here. I think it's just unevenly forged. Butter steel I got. Put this down now. It's a very necessary continuous step, right? And it's something that I have to get way better at. It's like what I'm trying to make sure is that the edge is aligned in the center all the way down to the handle. But just because the edge is aligned doesn't mean when I flip it over and look at the spine in the handle that it's all aligned. So it's all about trying to forge it nice and flat in line on the spine with tapers in both directions. So it's tapering from the base of the blade to the tip, tapers, and then from the base of the blade to the end of the handle, it tapers. So there's opposing tapers that you got to try and make meet up. And like this is the difference between like my knives and some other people's knives. Some other people just forge their stuff flat, just completely flat. Like they'll do some edge beveling, but like that distal taper doesn't really get applied until they go to a grinder. Especially when you're doing Damascus. Because like when you do Damascus, you don't hammer that in as much because you don't want to distort the pattern. I like distorting the pattern like that, so I do it all the time. Yeah, because I hate grinding also. I'd rather be able to forge my knife as close as I can to its final shape in every dimension, as opposed to having to grind it later. Like this is a knife that I forged at the demo. So this hasn't seen a grinder. This hasn't even seen a power tool. This has just been all by hand. And like it's really rough. There's a lot of like distortion in it, but you know, that is knife shaped very well, and tapers nice in the handle, tapers fantastic in the blade. Like it's delicate all the way up to that point. Probably too much so. Like probably decarb in that tip that I gotta get out. The way I live my life. It's living life. Hey. I like doing these lives because it makes my viewer kind of really high. Most of the time, the people in my audience can barely speak English. But I guess it's what I got. Which one? The one I just had? That's a new one, man. That's new, motherfucker. Alright. Power hammer, power hammer, power hammer, power hammer. If I say power hammer enough, you count doubles. Alright. We want this Ah. Like a really bad fish lip on the bag somehow. See if I can smash that out of there. Guys, I did it! So sorry for this ridiculous setup. Like, this is not a good filming rig. It's a very loose goose arm. There we go. Now we're with the forging. Trying something and failing. Good tapers all the way around. Still pretty beefy in the spine. Like, that's still probably like 3/16 in the spine, so. And comparative to the blank, that's pretty good. I think I did a pretty good job there, guys. I just gotta definitely clean it up on the grinder. just a little touch up on the grinder there. It's got that just on the spine, the edge, got a profile real good. Oh my God, it's Mike! Mikey Mike! Drinking beer and watching YouTube. You want me to drink beer with you? I'll drink beer with you. Beer Elden Ring smoothie. Well, but Mike, you're like in the shop all day, every day, Monday to Friday, man. You got me beat on that. I get like a couple days a month to come out here and use all my big tools. Hey, Mike. Gonna go ahead and set just like that. My alarm's going off. I stopped myself from making a big knife. That's what I gotta do early. If I don't do that early, I'll just keep forging it until I'm making a really cool big knife again. I actually have this that I should probably forge. That's like super chunky. It's got a lot of taper down here where the handle's gonna be. But it's like 3/8 of an inch. Maybe more. Up in this top section. So like I need to do a little step right there. Find that step. Start drawing out another big chopper. The big choppers don't sell. Instead of gonna make tiny little knives. Make little knives. Price them at what I used to price my choppers at. Beer. I mean, it's a Diet Coke, guys. It's a Diet Coke, I promise. An orc chopper. I like orc chopper. That's a good Diet Coke. It's gonna replenish all the stuff I spit out over here. Nice and gentle. Probably go ahead and chop that off. Alright, good depth, good size. Bingo bango. Now I can really see the consistency of the yeah, this looks like my handle. It's got a weird kink in it, but I gotta get out of there that finger throttle. Try that in a minute. This out. Power hammer, power hammer, power hammer. Power hammer, power hammer, power hammer. It's going to be a very thin tank now. Crap. Alright, now we're going to try and fold that one. Whoops. Put a chopper in the manhole for it. I got that one. That's what I would consider orky. An ork chopper. Oh, man. I guess this is one way to make small knives. I'm schmoo grinding. Let's get out of there. be right back. We're right back. Look at it, it's the perfect knife shape now, right? Oh. Very delicate blade shape. Very good, very good. All right, now we're refining the handle. Make it look a little prettier. Oh, beep, bada, bada, boom. Work on that big one just a little bit more. Call it. on that side. Gentle with it, you know. Yeah, my energy's failing. Very warm day out here. Shrinking hammers. Give it till this other knife cools down. And then I'll wrap up the live. It'll be like, oh, we're at 2 hours right now. 2 hours is 2.5 knives. It's not too bad. Not too bad, there, guys. There's the second one. Hold up. There's your piece one. Little EDCs. Forward, very little, right and even. Well, thanks for stopping in, everybody. Go ahead and call it a day now. And